Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am super excited today because I'm going to share with you things that you could do to help you live a less stressed life. Now, stress is something that we have to deal with. It's a part of our life and we go through it. We go in and out of different cycles in our life, and it can bring on stress, or we can feel better about where we are and just live our life freely. But it's something that will always be there. We're going to always go through hard times, and stressful times will come, but there's just a few things that we can apply to our lives that can help us get through the stress just a little bit easier. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you is being present. We have to learn to be present in our lives. We want to be there when we are actually enjoying moments. If we're watching a movie with our family, we want to be present in doing so. If we are spending time with ourselves and reading a book, we want to be present in doing that. But once you become present, you're going to start to enjoy the smaller things in life. And that means if it's a cup of coffee you're having, you're going to sit down and you're going to enjoy that cup of coffee just a little bit more. So you want to make sure that you are present in everything that you do, including the time that you're sharing with people. You want to make sure that you are actually there. So the person, whoever, if it's your child, a coworker, a friend, a spouse, whoever you're spending that time with, they feel as if you're giving them your undivided attention. They feel more appreciated, and the relationship gets a little bit stronger when we're talking about being present with people. Being present in our life can also give towards our work. When we're at work, we're present at work and we're doing the best job that we can do at that time, and we are enjoying it. Because when we are present, our life gets a little bit easier because we don't tend to focus on too many things at one time. We just learn how to focus on what we're actually doing and being present in that moment. The next thing that we want to do is give gratitude. Have gratitude. Give thanks for everything that's going on in your life, even if it's bad. You know, you want to say that if you're going through bad circumstances, give thanks for the good circumstances that's going to come. You know, so don't just dwell on the bad. They say to complain is to remain. And you don't want to remain in that situation. So you want to give thanks for a better situation that you know is going to come. So you have basically faith, hope. You know, it's something that you feel on the inside to say, I know better has to be out there. You know, in the biblical world, you say, this too shall pass. And because everything in our life it's like a cycle, and it does pass. But we want to be thankful for whatever we're going through. If we're living the most joyous life, we want to give thanks for that. If we are going through the worst, as I said, we give thanks for the best because we know that the better will come. After every storm, there is a beautiful sunshine that comes and shines through. And it's the same for our lives. And we just have to learn to give thanks for that. I wake up every morning, and just for my breath alone, I give thanks, because I know that there's so many people who are in much worse situations than I can, you know, ever even imagine myself going through. Or, you know, the things that I take for granted, I know someone else is going through that. I mean, we basically just have to give thanks for the small things, and whatever we're grateful for or whatever we focus on tends to magnify in our life. So if we want to have a better life, we start to magnify the better that's in life. And if the better isn't there and you don't see the better, kind of create a visual image of what that better is for yourself and give thanks for it. Know that it's going to come to you, and give thanks for it. There's a whole lot more in this world that we live in than we could ever imagine or ever know or ever learn about. But the one thing that you want to know is that you give thanks for whatever it is at the time. You just want to always stay in the mood of being thankful. The next one is a huge one, because this one creates a lot of things that we tend to make up in our mind, and it's worrying. And if we worry less, we will give ourselves a chance to actually live in a moment, or let life evolve for us. But when we worry, we kind of box ourselves in, and we create things that possibly doesn't even exist. You know, either we bring it to fruition, or, you know, it never really comes through, and we're sitting there worrying about it. we have to learn to worry less. And this includes myself. Like, I'm not saying this and not including myself. I worried so much, especially after having kids. I would worry. But before that, I went through my whole teenage life. You know, when we're young, we don't really have a lot to worry about, but we do have worrisome people who are natural worriers. And I have some family members who are natural worriers. And that's just who you are. But you have to learn how to put your worry aside, because you're creating some kind of fear for yourself later on off of the worry. And fear, what I was taught, is that it's false evidence appearing real. So it's not real. We just create it in our heads and it feels real. It becomes our reality sometimes. And when we tend to worry less, our days unfold a little bit better. I worried so much to the point that I had sleepless nights. And this was me basically just worrying about my children, you know, what their future will be like. And I think it was unnecessary worry, but being a mom, I worried. And I literally had enough of worrying. And I turned to God, you know, God for me, any universe or whomever for you. But I turned to God and I said, God, I've had enough of worrying. This has to stop. And I kid you not, I opened up my email the same morning, and when I opened the email, I subscribed to Audible, and I saw a book on Dale Carnegie book. I guess it was suggested to me because I just read another book of his, and I got the book right away, and I listened to the book throughout my entire day. I was doing things, and I still have it playing, and then I would replay it. You know, I was so anxious to finish the book because it was just that good, but I just really wanted to stop worrying. And I would say, after listening to all the stories that book had in it, I decided to drop my worrying hat. I took it off, and I said, you know, life unfolds and it's going to happen regardless. We're going to live the next day. The next day is going to be there regardless if we are in it or not. You know, if we wake up in the next day, yes or no, the next day is coming. So I just have to learn how to let it go and just move on. And I found myself feeling a whole lot better, being able to go through life and actually living. Because, you know, when I find myself in worry, as I say, you box yourself in. So learn to worry less. The next thing is being in control of yourself. This is something that can change your entire life when you learn to be in control of yourself. Now, I'm not saying to be controlling. That's completely different. I'm saying to be in control of you. So control your days, control your moods. You know, we're human. We have to feel. So sometimes we want to cry. Sometimes we go through a mood of, you know, just having to let it go. Learn how to just let it go, but know when to let it go. Know when to let it out. You don't want to let it out on your neighbor at work, or, you know, on your boss, and then you flip out at your boss. It's happened to me. But you don't want to do that. You want to learn how to be in control of yourself. You want to learn how to schedule your time. You want to learn how to schedule time for yourself as well. So not just scheduling things into your day. You want to learn when to say yes and actually when to say no. Don't overbear yourself with things, or, you know, let life come at you and just have things just be thrown at you at all times. You want to know when to say no, or say, you know what, I can't do that, or maybe next week. When we become in control of ourselves, when we learn to gain more control of ourselves, when we learn to be in control of ourselves, that's when we actually learn how to manage our life. And when we learn how to manage our life, we feel more secure in our lives. We feel like we make good decisions, and, you know, better decisions is what we make by being in control of your life. So you want to make sure that you are in control of your life. The next thing is creating good habits. It's so important to have good habits. And you want to make sure that you create these habits for yourself. It's whatever makes you feel good or feel better about yourself. You want to take time to instill those habits into your life. So make them a part of your life because they make you feel better, or do things that will make you feel better even though you don't feel good doing it. Exercise is one of those things that not a lot of people like to do it, but it makes you feel better. So when you do it, it builds you, and you create a better habit for yourself, and it creates a better life for you, because you're now walking on the path of being healthy, or you start eating better, and these good habits help you. It helps to develop you. It helps to make you grow. So you want to create good habits. I remember growing up and hearing them say that bad habits are easy to make and hard to break, and I cut that out. I rethink that, and I say that good habits are easy to break, easy to make, and hard to break. So good habits are easy to make, and they are hard to break, because once you do them for a number of days, they say 21 days is a minimum amount of days that you use to start creating a good habit. So you take those 21 days and you invest it in what you like to do. If it's to wake up earlier and spend more time with yourself, with a loved one, and then you start your day for work, you do that. But you create good habits that are going to lead you into a better future, and one that you won't worry as much. I know for me, I started a habit of waking up earlier to get things done, and I feel more accomplished in my days when I get up earlier and I get things done, because the later I get up, I feel as if the day has basically flown by and I haven't done anything for the day. But when I take that time to go to bed earlier and to wake up earlier, I get a whole lot more things done. So create good habits for yourself is one of them. The next one is, don't be so hard on yourself. We are all human beings. We all make mistakes. We don't figure things out until maybe after we've gone through a whole lot, and then you're like, why didn't you see that coming? Well, sometimes it's that we don't really pay attention to the signs in life, and it missed us, or maybe it took that for us to learn. But as long as we learn, that's what make us evolve, allows us to evolve. So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up when you go through something and you think that you shouldn't have done that, or you shouldn't have gone that route. There's nothing in life that happens by coincidence. And we don't know that when we're making one choice, it's creating us for the next level and the next level and the next level of things to happen. And life just unfolds this way. So if we learn to be less hard on ourselves, we will evolve better in life. We will grow and learn how to transition in life the way we need to learn to transition in life. Life is just about learning lessons and growing from them, and actually giving back by teaching some of these lessons to people you know. So when you find out that it is a part of life, just don't take it out on yourself. Just know that don't beat yourself up for certain things that happen, because it's gone already. I know the saying, don't cry over spilled milk. You just got to clean it up. So we move forward in life. We don't sit down and beat up ourselves. And this is a big thing, because some people tend to sit in something that happened a long time ago, or something that basically was out of their control, and then you blame yourself or beat yourself up for it. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't. Things happen in life, and it's hard, and I think all of us have a story. We all have something to share, and when some of us see other people, we just think that it's oh so glamorous, or the grass is always greener on that side. And when they share their stories, you learn so much that it's not as beautiful as we think it is. And you tend to look at it and say, well, how are they getting through life? And it's because some people have learned to look past things that have happened and grow from it, or not allow it to make them victims to what happened to them in life. So we have to learn how to not beat ourselves up, not blame ourselves, but just to learn and to grow, evolve. We all can transition into a better life for ourselves, and keep that in mind. And the last thing is to enjoy life. Enjoy life. Enjoy what life has to offer. There's so much that life has to offer that costs nothing at all. Breathing, seeing nature, looking outside at nature right now. Life has so much that we should be appreciative of, and that we should take the time to enjoy, you know, our children. So many people out there would love to have children and they can't, and we take simple things and take them for granted, but they're big things to other people. So we should learn how to enjoy that. Go to our favorite restaurants, spend time with families, you know, spend time and watch a movie, have picnics outside, enjoy what life has to offer. And when you learn to enjoy life a little bit more, you want to be in life a little bit more. You know, you want to go ahead and make sure that you take care of yourself so you can be there for the ones you love and for yourself, you know, to give yourself all of that. You owe it to yourself to enjoy what life has to offer. You owe it to yourself to be the best you that you can be. You literally owe that to yourself. And the one thing that you want to exude is the fact that you enjoy life because you appreciate what life had to offer. We overcome what we go through and we learn how to grow from it. And with that, we learn how to enjoy life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that some of this helped you. If you have any tips to share with me about how to live a stress-less life, please go ahead and share those in the comments below. And I encourage you guys to go ahead and subscribe to my channel so we can grow together and learn more together. Have a great one. Be the best you that you can be.